yo, it's Guido coming at you with a tactics talk. Thanks for tuning in on this episode. I have Banziduck back, and he is in his Centurion 5.1 Tier 8 British premium medium tank in the bottom tier of a 357 with a couple artillery loaded into whatever this place is called, Overlord. And he's headed over here to the east side, which is probably one of the more important pieces of terrain to win here. If you win this side, then you can start flanking all of the campers in the back. And he said it over here, he's going to start fighting. He sent me this note. He sent me about 4 replays. I looked at them all. And I picked this one because it is an interesting one. In regards to him saying, hey, I'm getting better. His win rate's improving. His win rate's improving. He's doing more damage in a game. So he's learning how to better fight his tank locally, how to trade better, how to take good shots, and that kind of thing. But he's got the improvement blues. Because what happens is, as you get better, you start to live longer, and you start to last further into matches, and you've got to make more decisions. And the more decisions you have to make that you're unfamiliar with, the more examples of mistakes that can come up. So you can see damage increasing, win rate increasing, but your win rate actually taking a bit of a dive or flatlining, where you try to figure out, what do I do with myself now that I figured out how to do a little bit more damage and live longer? So it's not a case of I do so much more damage now that I'm simply just winning because I'm wiping everyone out. My personal damage is going up, but how do I then leverage that into wins? So a bit of the improvement blues. Now I want you all to take a look at this map right here on this one. I'm going to make it bigger so you can take a look at it. Consider the setup of the two teams, and then look at the look at the deployment of the tanks on this. Just take a look and peruse that for just a moment. You can't quite see it, but at the very southwest corner is the Foch B. So one thing you've got to do here, Bonzi, is look at situations like this one, and we'll talk about it as we go, and start making some kind of early decisions about what you're going to do if you see certain things. Now, there's the 268-4. He is platooned with the JPZ. So more than likely, those two guys are together. So you can probably expect to see the 68-4 and the JPZ. There's two T-54s. Now, you have a not bad force right now. Pershing T-54, 430, the low, and yourself. So you do have one of your tier 9 mediums, and that is a platoon. So for the moment, it is not, hey, let's get out of here. But that needs to be in the back of your mind during this whole fight. Just take a look at it, see how you're going initially. Pershing takes a hit. 54s start to move up, and we've got this 268-4 hanging out here as well, and he does what 268-4s do. He rages in. It is the right side is the weaker or easier spot to hit. Sorry, right side to him, left side to you. That little T-bar is the easier place to hit as far as a weak spot goes. Neither one of those really did anything. If you were going to try to do something there, I would have probably gone after the T-bar, or at least try to track him so that somebody else can get a better shot on him and he's not moving around. But there's the JPZ. He's come in and nuked the T-54, so you're down a T-54. There's a shot. Look at that turret. Amazing turret. The heat bounces off the weird angle right there. 268's getting hammered. Now, let's go back to the deployment. I wanted everybody to look at that and take that into account, and I wanted Bonzi to kind of watch as this battle starts to develop, and he looks at what he's got over there. It's just him, the low, the T-95, a beat-up Pershing, and where is the other? There's a T-95 coming up. Where did the other T-54? Is he dead? Other T-54 may have already buggered off, I guess. I don't see him. Completely lost my mind here. Anyway, he may show back up wherever he's gone. The Leopard, the Foch B, and the 4005, those are your 3 tier 10s. And they all went to the beach. I guess the Leopard decided to counterattack. It is D-Day, so the Leopard apparently was going to go over to England and try to counterattack. So he went down to the beach, but found that there were no boats to take him there, and decided to go up towards the north. So they are attempting a flank. We're flanking! Unfortunately, they've been completely taken out of the battle. So I bring that up because you need to be now spring-loaded to getting out of there, and the time is pretty soon. Nice job right there. You take a shot. Pershing is getting pushed, and pretty soon you're going to have all these guys pushing in here. Is that where the T-54 went? No, that's the T-95. I guess the other T-54 died. I guess I'm losing my mind. I don't know where he went. Backing up, take a shot, and I'd have been gone, right? About the time they pushed through that T-54, probably just spin your tank around and head off that way. And it's going to be very hard for you to win this battle now. Your only real hope is for these guys to get up top somehow and you to fall back around this corner and rejoin with these guys and just try to hold these guys off as long as possible while your tier 10s eventually actually come into the battle and start helping. But that's that decision-making process now, that as you're getting better and fighting better, you do a really nice job fighting here as far as minimizing your exposure. The T95, now the T95, he'd have been left out to rot. But if you'd have fallen back here to hold down, you could have done more or less what you're doing, but from back here instead of out here in the open, because while this is a nice job of helping out the T95 for the moment, if I was the T95, I would have completely ignored that bat chat and driven right at the enemy and got a shot. But like most people in that situation, he's attempting to survive the guy he can do nothing about. And now you're out in the open here. Get a shot on him, and here comes the JPZ 100. You knew that guy was going to come around the corner, and bam, down you go. Actually, the object is what gets you there. 260. Well, anyway, someone killed you. Lost my mind. But anyway, the decisions, the reposition decisions, and the when to get out of there and when to fall back, that's the thing that you need to start working on right now. And it's not that easy, because as you get better in the local area in fighting, you're dishing out more damage and you feel like you can hold the spot or be a contributor. And you know you can contribute, but the problem is you need to assess that and go, all right, I did all I could do, and about 40 seconds ago I should have been back here on this back corner here. And of course you got two T-54s filtering behind you as well. There was just too many enemy tanks right here. You were not helped by this clown act, whatever these guys are doing over here. This game is pretty much over at this point. But that's the key now for you, to start working on those kinds of decisions where you can last just a little bit longer, take a little less damage, and not get run over like that. And you did note that in your note to me, and that's not an easy thing to do, but keep on working it. All right, guys, that's all I got for this one. Bonzi, thanks for sending that in, and we will see you.